to see if the technology is going to work for us today. And if so, then, well, actually, regardless if it's working or not, we're going to do a little Hug Nation Live, a little gratitude sharing, a little vibe uplifting. I am John Halcyon. This is Hug Nation Live, a mostly daily practice of gratitude and connection. Good morning, Gerbot. Big thanks to Gerbot who let me know. Was that just yesterday? You got all this tech problem, and then the connection that was not connecting after I said goodbye. Oh well, it's not working, and then I went back to my computer, and then it connected, and it was streaming. And luckily, I was just watching some cute videos of the Hug Monster puppet and Asher, but it could have been much worse. And he let me know, hey, you're still alive. So thank you for that. Oh, mic check. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh. Once again, technology. All right, that should fix it. Thank you. It wasn't connected. You're correct. But as long as we have it connected now, let's do a little bit of ASMR. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Can you tell I listen to ASMR almost every night? Oh, up on the screen, just want a little heads up. Lisa just kind of confirmed that she's going to do a community singing event on solstice. So if you're in San Diego in December 21st, specifically on Sunday, she's going to have a community singing event, which if you've never done it is really, really delightful. So let's take that down now. Ta-da! What are you grateful for? I am grateful that I'm grateful for my partner, Lisa. She's so inspiring and so beautiful and so funny and so spiritual. And like, I just feel so lucky, so grateful that this woman who I'm so attracted to, who is so spiritually and personal growth path, like so focused and so dedicated and so focused on her growth and her spiritual growth and the healing of herself and others, and is hilarious and is so fun to be around. And like, I think that combo of reverent and silly and fun is it's my favorite. The where those two overlap, as you might know from me. So to meet someone who is who values those same things and can play with me and also inspire me, I just feel so grateful. So super grateful. Also grateful for Jackie Dragon, who's a friend of ours and colleague, and he is a minister in the Church of Infinite Harmony, and he has a podcast called Infinite Harmony, which I highly recommend. I've been listening to it from the beginning. I'm in like episode 4 right now, 5 maybe. Infinite Harmony podcast, and it's about their church, which is really kind of earth centric. But Jackie is also super reverent and funny, goofy. So as he's talking about like really deep subjects, he doesn't take it himself too seriously or the topics too seriously, while at the same time taking them very seriously, which is a really, to me, that's the line that resonates deepest with me. That's the kind of the Alan Watts vibe of, this is the most important thing in the world, and it's totally not that serious. Or while we can be dedicating our lives to something that is so important, also be laughing and dancing. What are you grateful for? Would love to hear. I am also so grateful for The men's work that I'm so lucky to be able to do and the different men's groups that I'm in, specifically last night, had in my in-person men's group that meets monthly. We had a gathering, and it's always good and it's always valuable, and one person usually makes the meal, and then one person or a couple people lead a discussion, and we rotate. And oh gosh, I'm really like, I have not made food yet, and that is so not my strength, and I'm trying to figure out how am I gonna like, I can make a big salad and then maybe order food from someplace, I don't know. Anyway, my point is, it was so great, and so Tim made a feast. He had tri-tip, he had salmon, he had, lobster mac and cheese with lobster that he had caught diving. They had asparagus, baked potato, and then dessert as a birthday celebration for Sage, our host and dear friend. He had smoked apple pie a la mode, which I'd never had. So it was like put in a smoker and heated. So that was incredible. That's our pre-conversation dinner. And then while we're eating, uh, Jason and Gabriel played music with a stand-up bass and guitar, and they played music, which we'd never done before. And I was just like, wow, this is like the coolest gathering. And it was so everything was beautiful. And then the conversation that Jason led was about music. So before the conversation, he passed out kazoos to everybody, like nice kazoos, which I don't have it here, but so we participated in some songs together, and then had a conversation about how music had when in our life it had impacted us, or what role it played in our life. And I think it would be weird to meet someone who says, like, I don't like music. Um, but it's interesting to hear the different ways that music is a part of people's lives. And there was almost everyone there shared some aspect of their past that was so enlightening and illuminating. Really cool stories of bands that they were in, or times when they traveled to Europe busking with their parents, and I was like, wow, like my family had a very limited record collection, and my mom, sang in the choir and she played piano, but making music was not a part of my growing up. And so to hear these stories of how much music was a part of these men's lives, I think it helps me understand Lisa more, who's grew up in music. Her mom is a opera singer, and Lisa grew up singing and grew up with music, and it's a massive part of Lisa's life. Not only a part of her life, it's a part of her like energetic essence that I'm jealous of. I see the way she relates to other musicians, and at the men's group, I heard the way that Jason and Gabriel are, talking about chords and keys, and it's like a language. But yeah, I guess it's in the same way that I feel like that not knowing other languages keeps me from really connecting with all these people around the world. Not understanding music like that keeps me from connecting to this form of expression that connects people in deep ways. So I'm super grateful for the gathering, the conversation, these men that we've been, committed to each other, to meeting monthly for many years. So I'm feeling very grateful for that today. What are you grateful for? Gabat says, grateful for the body's ability to fight off infection as I recover from a cold. Whew. Here. I've had a number of people in my noon gratitude circle have been kind of going through being sick. We've been joking that we're giving it to each other through Zoom. But I hope that you are feeling better and better and better. Christina says, grateful for my upcoming birthday, turning 38 and seeing another year of life as a gift. Yay! Happy early birthday. 38. I don't know what that feels like to you, but to me, 38 feels like you are approaching your prime. You are ramping up to the best years of your life. So enjoy, enjoy. I am 54 and a half and look back at 38 as wow, I was, those are prime years. Enjoy. Uh, Hello, Edna. Edna says, Happy birthday. I turned 38 this year as well. Man, you guys are living the good life. Christian says, I agree. It feels like a ramp. Nice. Gerbot sharing, yeah, music is a language, 100%. And it's like I feel like I am envious and I'm jealous, but I also kind of it's not such an ache that I am willing to start practicing guitar. Although to be fair, I did join a choir this year. So I got to stop having that story that I'm unwilling to learn new things because that's the whole reason I did the chorus is so that I could try to work through that story and learn new things. Yes. Uh, Anybody else want to share something that they're feeling grateful for, or more things they're feeling grateful for? One thing that came up as we were talking about music last night is, recorded music is only 150 years old. Before that, all music was live. So most music you created yourself or the people around you, so that everybody was singing, whether it was for entertainment or for storytelling, for passing down stories, um, or spiritual upliftment. And it's hard to even fathom what a world would be like when the only music that you might hear your entire life was the songs that your friends sang and played. Maybe there would be like a traveling minstrel show that would come through town, and so you would hear music at a higher level that you would be exposed to. But we have access to the greatest musicians of the entire world on demand, playing the most incredible compositions. I mean, symphonies that were once played for royal courts, and those were the people who got to hear this song. We get to just go click, click, click. Yes, play Mozart best of dun, 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 while I, file my nails. I definitely fall into a place of taking it for granted, and it was great last night to bring music appreciation from the taking from granted it back into consciousness and into my focus, into my cone, into this gratitude practice of, oh wow, I am the wealth, the abundance of having access to music like that is really mind-boggling. Hey, good morning, Juan. Juan says, I'm grateful that I was able to fix an elderly lady's wall heater. When she wanted to pay me, I charged her a hug. Oh, Juan, you are such a beautiful love ambassador. Always inspiring to think of you out there in the world. We will miss you at the Love Ambassador meetup this year, which is January 10th and 11th. Is that right? 10th and 11th. We're going to meet maybe the night of the 9th, but 10th and 11th. If you want to join us in San Diego, there are a few more spots. And because I've done a poor job of a lot of timeliness, the early bird pricing is still available. Reach out to me so you can get that coupon if you are interested, or sign up and we'll make it work. And if you saw the link or the flyer for Lisa's event, her singing event, here's that. Oh, that'll only show up in YouTube, but I will post it in Facebook, the link to her singing event called the Big Solstice Sing on December 21st. But that is something you need tickets for. What are you grateful for? I am grateful for an upcoming next summer. My family is going to go to Alaska, and it's been kind of stressful and fun to decide what we're going to do in each port. So 1 week. So there's not a ton of port days, but it's I don't know if you ever had gone through that process, but there's like, oh no, no, no. There we go. Um, it can be maddening. Gerbot says, grateful for the jukebox in the sky, YouTube, SoundCloud, Bandcamp. Having just about anything I want to listen to at my fingertips was a dream only just a decade ago. Right? I mean, it, it's when I was in junior high and high school, and even early, yeah, junior high, high school, and into college, like part of my identity was in being in these like counterculture, edgy musical identity groups, and so I would go to Lose Records in Encinitas, which was a place where you could get like import 12 inches, and it was like important to me to have music that was hard to find, and I wanted to be alternative, even though like I was super insecure and had didn't I was so worried about being cool, and I would go to this record store, and there would be these like punkers and mods and people with their crazy hair and outfits that just was like they were radically self-expressed. These young people. I mean, they're older than me, but I had so much admiration for these radically self-expressed people. And I was 12, 13, 14, 15, and maybe like in my 30s, I had this aha moment when I caught myself in the mirror and I was dressed very radically self-expressed with wild hair, and I was like, I've become the older kids at Lose Records that I always wanted to be. But for a long time, the finding the obscure music, it was like part whether it was I either like to have the obscure music or I like to find the genres that were edgy. Like I was super into rap in was pretty much very early in rap culture, like in 87, 88, 89 in my high school years. I had a rap lunch rap radio, not radio, but like played rap music at hip hop in the lunch yard. And we had a integrated school, so half kids bust in that were bringing these music to our awareness. I remember like in the workout room, people playing NWA for the first time, and me being like, "What is this? Dope man," and be like, "Oh my god!" Um, and I got really into like KRS-One and Public Enemy, and I got really into like reading about uh, Black Panthers and Malcolm X, and yeah, so music for a long time was a part of my like rebellion or my identity of wanting to be counterculture. And something happened when like once once there was streaming, like even when there was Napster, and I was still making playlists but once there was just like on demand everything, I stopped cultivating or curating my music. I just started listening to streaming stations, and became started listening to much more podcasts and way less music. And I've kind of been longing for that connection to music that I used to have. So maybe that'll be part of these this next year. Anyone else want to share any more gratitude before we head out into our days? I'm grateful for Conscious Water, which is a local bottled water company. We get bottles delivered once a month. I'm trying to remember what was the kind that we get. We get I don't know. We get the 5 gallons delivered 2 or 3 a month, and then I have a Brita filter that I use for like coffee, and then but if I'm drinking water, I use the nice water. I'm just grateful to be able to, you know, stop using plastic bottles, to have access to clean, high vibration water. I'm grateful that I just bought some tools so I can try to replant these some big jade trees that fell in our yard. They're rotted at the bottom, so I had to buy a saw to saw the trunk off. They're too big for the small jade plants I can break with my hands and feet and just snap it, but these are big, so I need to get a saw, so I got that yesterday, and I got a pickaxe so I can dig into the ground where I'm gonna replant these big jades, and I'm feeling macho gardener today. Um, and I'm grateful for this gathering. I've been struggling a little bit with mood the last few days, but gratitude has been a beautiful raft and a beautiful way of, even as my mood has not been great, I've been avoiding slipping into depression or a funk. And I think that the gratitude practice is absolutely been the defense against getting overwhelmed by negative thoughts. So thank you for being a part of my team. Well, what a beautiful hump day I hope it is for all of us. Let's have a hug before we head out into the day and spread this good vibes. Wherever you are, give yourself a big squeeze. Appreciating our bodies, appreciating all the music that we can listen to today. And let's have added gratitude for how easy it is for us to delight our ears. Grateful for one another, grateful for the opportunity to choose how we want to be today and make the ripples of our life matter, whether it's some grand gestures, whether it's self-care, whether it's fixing a water heater and charging a hug, whether it's allowing your body to heal and resting. These are all ways that we can be love ambassadors. So let's celebrate that in one another as we take a deep breath in and squeeze. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of us here, thanks for being here for Hug Nation Live. I'm not sure if it'll still show, but I woke up this morning with like crazy height on my noggin. Look at that. I'm 6'4". I'm gonna try out for basketball. Oh, thank you, Christine. Christine says, thanks so much for the gratitude practice you model. It's helped me with the negative thoughts as well. Thank you for sharing that. I've been feeling a little discouraged lately. Like my YouTube videos lately have been getting like 20 and 40 views, which yeah, if 20 and 40 people watch, that's great. But I've been doing it for so long. There's one voice inside me that says like, by this time, if you were doing anything of value, you would have a bigger audience and more views. I know that's not totally rational thinking, but it's easy to slip into that. And so to hear that my vibration is helping your vibration, that matters and means something. So thank you. My goodness. My nephews are like, you got like that Greek god look going. I said, it's either the Zeus look or the what year is it look. Have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow.